Hey everyone, Ray Daniel here, and in this video what we're going to cover is a complete tutorial of WhatsApp. Now WhatsApp is a new feature that's just been integrated recently into the HighLevel platform, but there are several moving pieces with WhatsApp and that you really need to understand it from an agency level before you can really implement it at the client level. So I'm going to go over all that, but before we continue, if you have not subscribed to my channel, hook a brother up. Click subscribe, please. Become a subscriber. I do like to publish a lot of good videos if you're interested in the GoHighlevel platform of how to get things set up and so forth. I'm also a GoHighlevel affiliate, so if you have not signed up for HighLevel, I do have a free trial link in the description below. I do appreciate it, and I give lots of bonuses and some coaching once you get set up here to get you up and going. So let's move forward here. Right now, what I'm going to do in this video is break this up into several different pieces. Now, what I'm going to do here is kind of help you understand the pricing of this first. How does a pricing model work? How do you set your prices? How do you change prices? And how do you bill? Like, do you include WhatsApp in your existing package? Do you build a customer for it? All of these are different options that you as the agency owner have to be able to select. So that's what I'm going to go over first. Then what I'm going to do is go over how to get WhatsApp configured once a client actually purchases it, whether you include it in your package and you buy it at the agency level, or if the client buys it, whichever one, you do have to go through a registration process in order for you to get WhatsApp integrated into the HighLevel platform. And it requires an integration into Facebook, and we'll cover that in just a little bit. So what does that integration entail? How do you configure it? Because there are some points of the wizard that you set up with WhatsApp that you have to make sure you put in the right information. Otherwise, you can mess things up and have to kind of start all over again. So that's the next thing that I want to kind of go over. And then finally, just like, how do you use WhatsApp? Once you've got it set up, once you've got it configured, how do you begin using it, and how does it work so that you can in turn explain this to your clients? Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and start just by simply scrolling to this main screen. I'm at the agency level, and at the agency level, I'm coming over here to the reselling tab. This is where the reselling of WhatsApp works. Now, I want to make sure I help you understand this. Reselling WhatsApp is the ability to mark that service up to a certain price and then sell that to your sub accounts. So once you sell that to your sub accounts, you can get a certain amount of profit off of that each month. Now, if you take a look here, you see that you can sell HighLevel charges $10 per month for the WhatsApp fee. You can in turn put your price, whatever you want this to be, up here. And then this right here shows you your profit, which is just the difference. Perfect. Now, the one thing I want to make sure that you understand is once you set your price at this level, this is sort of the default price that's used with all the existing sub accounts that you have in your agency account. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to charge this amount for everybody. You could raise it or you could lower it for each particular sub account. And we're going to go over that. This right here is just kind of where you set your base price. It's at the agency level. Now that we've done that, let's go ahead and move to the sub accounts. So I'm just going to choose a particular sub account. Now inside of the sub account, if I scroll down, notice that inside of this, I have to enable this offering. I have to offer WhatsApp to people in order for that sub account to even know that it exists and have that feature available. So inside of this, notice in here, I've set the price here at, if we blow this up, at $19.99, which is different than the $39.99 that I offered at the base agency level price. So this is an example of how you can set the price for WhatsApp at each sub account location. You would just simply go into that sub account, offer WhatsApp, and then set the price here for whatever you want to offer them. So this is how you would do it, and this is how you would set it up. Now, this is also where if you want to enable and you want to include WhatsApp as a part of your package, you need to be able to sit back and check this box right here. So if you notice, move this over a little bit. Deploy WhatsApp directly. Use this option if you're offering WhatsApp as part of your offer and wish to bill your client externally. Now, you don't have to bill them externally. You could just include it in your package and that just be a part of what you offer. Now here, if you check this box, you're saying, I agree to enable WhatsApp for this client and be charged $10 a month. Now, if you do this, there is no markup on this because obviously you're paying for it at the agency level. So you're just being charged whatever HighLevel charges as a default. So if you do this though, this is where you would turn it on if you include it as part of your package. This is where you would turn it on. You would click pay now, and then a billing would go out. And each particular time that you get billed for this every single month, then that $10 is going to be billed to your agency account, not to your client account. Okay, so that's how you would end up doing that. If you want to sit back and let the client pay for this, then what you need to do is actually go into the sub account level. So I'm going to go into that particular sub account real quick right now. And then you would end up going to settings, and you would come into the WhatsApp area here. And when you do, notice that the price that you set at the sub account shows up here. So this is where you can sit back and actually charge your particular client whatever you want for this, and they could pay for it themselves. They would have to put in their credit card and so forth to pay for it, but this is where they would have to initiate it. So that's kind of where you would end up doing that. Now, once you dealt with the pricing here, one of the other things that I want to do is show you this. This right here is the sort of template pricing that you're going to be charged whenever you charge for WhatsApp. Now, I'm going to just show you this real quick here. This goes anywhere from 2 cents in the United States all the way up to as much as 16 cents in the Netherlands for sending out messages. So I just kind of wanted to show you that real quick. I won't be showing you this again, but WhatsApp messages do differ whenever you send those out, depending upon what country you're in. So I'm just going to briefly look at this. Now, if you want to get this particular listing of the charges, there is a great article here in high level WhatsApp full agency guide for setup. So you can look at this. This is a great article. And if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, there is like a little CSV file here you can download that goes over that pricing. And this is just a great way to kind of get your account set up. But I'm covering a lot of what's in this document in this particular video because this document is kind of lacking. It doesn't fill in some of the blank spots that people need in order to truly get WhatsApp set up and configured inside of the high level platform. So with that, once you get your WhatsApp set up and configured, what I'm going to do is now walk you through a process here. Now, I'm not going to do it live because I've already sort of registered one of the accounts. So what I've done is I've taken screenshots of me stepping through that particular process to get that set up here. And I'm just going to walk you through that just so that you could see. Now, whenever you want to get this set up here initially and you get it up and going, once you pay for it, you will see a different screen. Now I'm going to come up here and say, this right here is what you start getting. Now, forgive me if this is just a basic Google slides. I'm just trying to show you step by step. But once you sign up for WhatsApp, this is what you get whenever you go under the settings and the WhatsApp. So right now you have to pay for it. Once you pay for it and get it enabled, now you get this sign that says, okay, let's sign up with WhatsApp and grow your business. So you're going to sit back and click and sign up with Facebook. It's going to take you to the next screen, WhatsApp setup. Basically, it's going to click continue. Once it clicks continue, then you start getting this progress bar that sort of pops up. And then what you'll get is you'll get a pop-up from Facebook. Once you get that pop-up here, this is what you're going to get. Now, some of the stuff that we're going to talk about here in some of these slides, I'm not going to walk you through how to set up. You will need an ad account inside of Facebook in order to do this. I'm not going to walk you through how to create that ad account. If you don't have one, then you need to create one, and I'll show you where in the slide that is. But here, what you need to do is give the lead connector platform access to your name, profile, and so forth. So I want to continue as me because I was logging in as my account on Facebook. Here, I would get the next screen, which is just basically a getting started screen, connecting what's going to happen and so forth. So you're going to click on this little blue get started button down here. Next screen you're going to get is fill in the blank. So now it's going to ask you what Meta business account do you want to use. Now, if you have multiple, this is where you just have to select what account do you actually want to utilize for this. You know, how do you want this to be tied together? Now, it's also going to ask you for your business name. Now, for me, I'm setting this up because I'm an affiliate of High Level. I'm setting this up as my name because I'm just an affiliate. So my business name is just my name, and then the business website is just my website, rayodaniel.com. So if you have your business name already set up and your business website, then you would put that in here. Likewise, you would choose your country. At this particular point, once you do that, you would simply click next. Here, it's going to come back and it's going to ask you to create a WhatsApp business account. Now, if you already have one, the screen may look differently, but here I didn't have one for this, so now I need to set one up. So create a WhatsApp business account. There are no options on this drop-down list. If you're to select it, there's only one option on here. So the only thing you could do on this screen is click next. Now here on this particular screen, I did get business profile information. So what do you want your WhatsApp name to be called when people look you up in the directory? So just my name. What time zone are you in? What type of category? There's a list of categories: educational, retail, real estate, I think. I just chose professional services. There's also an other category that you could choose. Here, if you wanted to, you can choose a business description. I just said I'm a GoHighlevel affiliate. So this is kind of the description inside of the WhatsApp account. If somebody were to look at you and see what you were about, this is what it would show. And likewise, the website. So people would have access to that in your WhatsApp business profile. Once you fill all this stuff out, notice that the website is optional. Business description is optional. None of that is required, but you can put it in if you want to. You can also update it later inside of WhatsApp. So the next thing that I want to go over here is this is where I kind of missed some slides. So this right here shows the end, but what's going to happen here is once you click next, it's going to ask you for another piece of information. I apologize for not getting a screen capture of this one, but what it's going to ask for, it's going to ask for your business number. Okay, so your business number is typically how WhatsApp ties your account to your profile. So right now, one of the things you need to be able to consider, though, is that if this is going to be a business account for you, then what I would suggest is going back inside of High Level, looking at your particular phone number that you have configured inside of High Level. This is the LC phone system, the lead connector phone system email, or Twilio number, however you got it set up. You want to get that phone number here. Don't want to use your cell phone here, okay? Because all of your communication is going to be going to your cell phone account, not to your sort of business account where you want to tie it into your High Level account. So this right here is where it's important. So that phone number that you get on the next screen, you need to make sure it's your lead connector phone number. Now, when that happens, you're going to put in your phone number, just simply click next. The next screen is going to send a text verification over to that phone number in High Level. Pretty simple. Go to the conversations area, click on it. You get a 6-digit security code, put that code in on the wizard to verify it. Once you're verified, then you will get this screen here. Okay, so that's the two screens I was kind of missing. And again, my apologies on that. So this right here is what you get whenever you're finished. And when you click finished, then you're done and your WhatsApp account is set up and ready to go. Now, what does that mean exactly? We're not done yet. So right now, whenever we get it done, I'm going to sit back and move into another account that I have here that we've got this set up here. So once you do this, now what happens is this, and I'm going to show you a couple different things on this screen. So inside of WhatsApp, this is your sub account, settings, and WhatsApp. That's where I'm at. Now notice in the beginning, the very first screen we had was like a purchase screen. Then after that, we had the configuration screen. Now, after the configuration's all done, now we actually get the actual business screen of WhatsApp inside of the sub account that allows us to do some configuration. So right now, one of the things I want to show you here, though, is notice over here that your account status says approved, but it says the Meta business verification status is not verified. So they do need to verify your business, and that does take a little bit. So right now, that is something that's just, you have to wait till you're verified. I'm not sure if you will not be able to utilize the service until then. That part I don't know. But I do know that Meta has to sort of verify your information to make sure that you're a legitimate business in order to use WhatsApp. That's why they make it so secure. Now, inside here, notice that this particular number, this is the number that I use in my sub account inside of my WhatsApp profile. So if people want to communicate with me, they can find me inside of the WhatsApp directory now using my name and my phone number. And this is how my WhatsApp is going to be configured whenever I send out messages. Now, these messages are going to be sent out in the form of what they call templates. So now let's learn something else here. If we go over here from this area, notice that we're on the numbers area where we had our numbers. Now, if you wanted to, you can configure another number. You can go to add number and it'll pop up another one that allows you to go through the WhatsApp configuration again. If you want to add a secondary number for whatever reason for WhatsApp, you can certainly do that. But I'm just going to go over into the templates area. Now, inside the templates, you're going to have to create a template. Now, here's where we start learning, great, what is a template now? What do I actually need to do? So what I want to do is I'm going to break this down into a couple different steps. First of all, if we create a template, I just want to show you what's available in the create template screen. So right now you need to give the template a name. This is just a name that you're going to be using internally to figure out what this is. So you could call it, marketing template, appointment reminder, something like that kind of template name. You do need to give it a category. Now in the category, notice that we have marketing or utility. You're going to be asking yourself, what is the difference? What's the marketing? What's the utility? I'm going to get to that in just a minute, but just want to show you what it is. So you have to choose one of these. Then you can choose your language. Nice. It's got multiple different languages. Love it. So if you're going to be English, put English. This right here is the header information. Put anything in here for header, put anything in here for the body, and then for the footer. So this right here is going to be common template messages that you're going to be able to utilize to send to customers. Now, what I'm going to do here in just a minute is go over to the Meta help page that I'm going to show you. And this has some ideas and shows you the differences between what is a marketing, what is a utility template, and here's some examples that I want to show you because their documentation is better than what I can provide for you and it's already written up. So, but one of the things I do want to sit back and explain here is right here where it says add variable. If you add a variable, this means something that you can actually input into here. Notice that it's got a bracket, bracket, one, bracket, bracket on here. Right now, you could select a custom variable. So what this can be, this is how the WhatsApp templates can be integrated into the same high-level information of your CRM and anything else that you have. Notice this little familiar icon right here. I'm going to blow this up a bit. So we got the template, we've got select custom variable. We can click on this. Notice now that we've got, if we scroll up, we can access account, the appointment information, anything for the contact. So we can give it the full name of the contact, for instance. So if I select full name, let me blow it back up here. Okay, so I've got contact name here and just enter, simple John Smith. But this right here is an example of putting in a contact name. So you can create these templates with the information inside of HighLevel that you already have. So that's a great thing about it, that you can customize these particular templates. So, and again, if you take a look, it just kind of gives you a little preview over here, but these are the components of the template. Now, let me show you, kind of hop into the Meta or the Facebook documentation about what is the differences between these two things. Biggest one that I want to explain is the difference between a marketing and a utility category. Because right now, here's the thing about these templates. Whenever you set these templates up, Facebook or WhatsApp, however you want it, Meta, call it whatever, same place. But they're going to have to approve these templates before they can be used. So that's one of the things that you have to keep in mind. You just can't set a template up and move and go. Now, I don't have any idea off the top of my head how long these templates take to approve. A day, a week, I don't know. So one of the things that I want you to be able to start thinking about is how can you start utilizing these templates? Now, I'm going to put that thought into your head right now. I am going to go over and circle over how we can utilize these templates in just a few minutes. So hang on with me there and I'm going to cover that. But I need to help you understand the difference between these templates and what marketing and utility templates are. So here inside of this, if you look at just template categorization inside of Facebook, here we're going to see marketing templates. Now, I'm going to blow this up so we can see it here a little bit. I'm just going to read this in case you can't read it. Marketing templates are our most flexible. They can be enabled business to achieve a wide range of goals, from generating awareness to driving sales and more. So this right here is what a marketing template is. Now, before I start getting into examples, I want to scroll down and kind of read what a utility template is. Utility templates are typically triggered by a user action or request. They must include specifically about the active or ongoing transaction, account, subscription, or interaction to which they relate. For example, an order confirmation must contain an order number. So utility information really are sort of user initiated response messages. So if you wanted to, for example, use an appointment confirmation on this one, we have that inside of HighLevel. We can create a workflow. We set up a trigger for whenever somebody books an appointment and somebody confirms an appointment. What we can do is simply send a message indicating the appointment time, date, and information. Okay, through WhatsApp. And I'm going to show you how you do that here in just a few minutes. But inside of this is more of a utility template. So you just need to make sure that you choose the right one whenever you're creating your templates. Which ones are the utilities? Again, utilities are responses to a user request, something that they did. Maybe they sent you a WhatsApp request message in and you asking you a question, and then you could respond back or something like that. That's a utility template, sort of a response. Now, marketing is really more of a business generated request to a consumer. So like you're trying to offer them something or request something of them. So that's what a marketing template would be. Now, here I want to just kind of show you some of the examples. Message objective, let's just say you were trying to do sales. So right now, some of the templates, if you take a look at here, hey, as a thank you for your last order, please enjoy 15% off your next order. Use code loyal15 at checkout. Visit our site here. Notice that this is a variable, the variable that we just went over. So you can insert that variable in your template, and then that right there, that variable could go to your website. For example, here in this one. Another one is upgrade to our premium cabin to enjoy more benefits like additional legroom and priority boarding. Click variable or log into our app to upgrade. So these are marketing messages. Keep in mind, these are not responses to user requests. These are like, I'm trying to push something out. I'm trying to say, upgrade to our premium. I want to offer them something in the form of sales. Now, there are several ones in here that you can use for this. And this is one of the great things about these template categories is because you could follow some of these categories. And as long as you follow the templates here on the meta page, I would have no doubt that your template should be approved quickly and be able to be put in use as soon as possible. So this right here is how you would identify these particular templates. Now we'll come down here and look at the utility templates. So right now, for example, let me blow this up. It says utility opt-in management on WhatsApp. So let's say somebody opted in to the WhatsApp channel. Your utility template could say, thanks for confirming opt-in. You're in. You'll now receive notifications via WhatsApp. So that is a utility template message, not a marketing template message. So it's really just important whenever you're creating your templates that you understand the differences between, is it a request from something that the user has already submitted, or is it something from a business initiated to the consumer? That's kind of the big differences between the two inside of the HighLevel platform. So right now, the next thing that you would need to do, hopefully you found that useful. What you would need to do now is think about how you would want to use WhatsApp in your business, what you would want to respond to people with. Now, the biggest thing, again, I'm going to take just a minute here and just kind of help understand why would somebody want to integrate WhatsApp. Now, SMS is predominantly the best way, probably most effective way to communicate, in most parts of the world. However, when you get overseas and you get into smaller countries, this is where HighLevel, and I'll admit, does have a problem. HighLevel is based upon Twilio. Ultimately, that's the platform that it's based upon, whether it be the LC phone system that you're using or Twilio directly, you're still using the Twilio backend for this. And as a result, you're limited by Twilio's phone numbers that they have in certain areas and the ability to send SMS messages inside of certain countries. For instance, Twilio may not have access to send text messages like some of the text providers in certain countries will block messages from outside because they don't want to be bombarded with text messaging. Whatever reason, I don't know why, but that's the case. So WhatsApp is really very well used, overseas, in the Europe area, just outside of the Americas. So if you are doing business with clients inside of the US, Canada, things like that, then obviously text messaging is probably going to be your best way to communicate. But I have several clients of mine that have asked me about this. And in a sense, they've just like, do you have another solution, Ray, of how we can communicate with our clients? Because SMS is either number one, not available, or two, very expensive to do. If in your area, I mean, you're looking 20, 30 cents to send a message. Now that may not sound like much, but if you're sending hundreds of messages, per day perhaps, or even per month, that can add up pretty quick to hundreds of dollars. So WhatsApp really comes into play here with regards to how inexpensive it is to communicate. And if everybody's already using WhatsApp, then you can just simply use WhatsApp as a form to communicate with them if SMS is not really the option. So, or you can do both. You can do either one of those. So that's the reason why I'm trying to create this training right here. So to really help you get things set up and being able to utilize WhatsApp from very beginning to the very end. Now, we're still not done yet here. So what I'm going to do first is now that we've got WhatsApp in, what I want to do is hop back over into the CRM. So right now, I'm going to hop back over into the CRM and we take a look here. We'll open up a particular account. Now here, if we look at the bottom, what we notice here is at the bottom of this, we did just have SMS and email. So those are two options that we have. Now what we have is another third option here. Now that we have WhatsApp configured, WhatsApp is now integrated directly into the conversations area of the CRM inside of HighLevel. Now, here's another thing that I have to sit back and explain to you. I'm going to click on WhatsApp and I'm going to show you the message that it gives you. So let me pull this back, scroll down. I'm kind of in the way here, so sorry about that. So if I click on WhatsApp, what this says is there has been no message initiated from user in the past 24 hours. Please use a template to initiate a chat. So what does this mean? What this means is how WhatsApp is configured is if you want to begin opening up a conversation, whether it be from the user to the business, you, or the business to the user, either way, once that communication has been established, you have a 24-hour window that you can basically use to communicate inside the conversations area back and forth with your customer before you have to initiate another message template. So let's just say you want to get started with a particular conversation. You might send a template out just confirming the appointment, or you could be using a marketing message and sending somebody a marketing message, could be a sales message. Well, once they do that and the person actually replies to you, okay, the reply will come back inside of this conversations area and it'll have like a little WhatsApp icon, just like all the other icons that you get. But once that happens, then this message goes away. So if there's a conversation with a particular contact that has been initiated within 24 hours, you can communicate with that person directly using the conversations area, which again is also available on the mobile app. Keep that in mind. So you can use the mobile app to communicate and talk to that person for a 24-hour period. Once 24 hours has elapsed from the beginning of the conversation, you will now need to start another conversation. Now, the conversation can be started one of two ways. Number one, the user can send a WhatsApp message to your business phone number that you've already set up. Once that happens, 24-hour period begins again. Okay, so that's one way they could do it. The next thing is you send a message from your system to the particular user, and once that happens, you have to wait for the user to respond. And once a user responds, that opens up another 24-hour period where you can communicate with them via the conversations area inside of HighLevel. Outside of that period, you have to begin a whole new conversation again. So how do you do that? You'd have to click on this link, initiate a template message in the chat, and you can move forward from there. So click on this. Notice that it says you don't have any templates yet. So right now, if you would have a template, you would be able to select a template and say, use this template, communicate with them. And then that would be the first step in your journey to being able to communicate with your particular client. So hopefully by now you kind of understand, the pricing, just to kind of recap the pricing, then how do you go through and get it set up? And this stuff doesn't take long. By the way, when you configure all of this from the pricing, I mean, you're looking at, it took me probably less than 5 minutes to get this set up here, but let's just double that and say 10 minutes to get WhatsApp configured and ready to go and a whole new profile configured. So it doesn't take long. It's just taking a long time in this video because I'm trying to go step by step to show you how things work. So now that you've got this set up, you're going to think about your templates. You need to get your template set up here. And I'm going to show you that where we just saw in the contact conversation area is one area that you can use your templates. Now, I also want to show you some of the automation that can happen, okay? Because one of the things I love about HighLevel is the automation process. So let's hop in here and take a look at automation. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a new workflow from scratch. This isn't going to be complicated. So right now, one of the things I want to make sure that you understand here is ever since WhatsApp has been configured, there has now been a way to trigger a workflow based upon somebody communicating with you via WhatsApp. Let's take a look at that. Click on new trigger. Now, the one we're looking for is customer replied. That's always going to be a good one. So the customer replied to your template, or maybe they initiated a conversation with you directly because they found you via the WhatsApp directory. Either way, but customer replied, what we want to do is come and add a filter. So this particular filter, we're going to select this and we're going to simply say reply channel. So the reply channel is what channel is the person communicating with you on. Now you could choose any of these: call, chat widget, email. You're pretty familiar with this, but the great thing is WhatsApp is now available in a reply channel. So what you can do is say, hey, when somebody sends me a message via WhatsApp, how do I want to reply? So one of the actions that you can do is, if you type in WhatsApp, is send a WhatsApp message. Now, the thing about this that I wouldn't say I find limiting, but kind of, is that the only option you could select here is a template. So you can't just freeform create a message and send it to somebody, because Facebook or Meta, whatever you want to call it, wants to control the information to make sure that whatever message you're sending them is approved, it's not spammy, and this is just a way for them to be able to control communications inside of the WhatsApp system. Because you can understand, people can get pretty crazy if they could type in whatever and insert a bunch of stuff. It's just not good. I mean, there's a lot of abuse that could happen if that's the case. So I completely understand. But from this, you would have to create a template for this. Now, this right here was one that, this template right here is the one I was kind of playing with. So that's not really a template, but all of your templates would be listed, and you can just simply say, when somebody responds, then you can send back a utility message. A utility message being a response to a user input, which is what a utility message is. Simply saying, your message has been received. Please give our staff 20 minutes to respond to you directly or something like that. So just you'd have to choose a message. Once you do it, enter the message to send and just click save action. Well, my template didn't have anything in it, so that's why it was asking, but you can simply click on that and get an action. But one of the other things that you can also do is if you wanted to, now I don't know if this would work, but you can certainly send an SMS message. Now, the SMS message would still be the same phone number if that particular contact has a phone number inside of the system. Then you can send an SMS and maybe that SMS will go through. Maybe if it doesn't, if it's not covered in the area, the SMS would fail. But you can also do SMS, you can also do email, multiple forms of communication with that person responding via WhatsApp. You're not limited to just picking a WhatsApp message. Now, you can try text messaging, but one of the things about it is that this is where it gets a bit complicated. It would be great if there's a way to sit back and break out to say something like, if the phone number is in the coverage area, then send them an SMS message. If it's not in the coverage area, then send them a WhatsApp message. But that's not available inside of a workflow right now. So you'll kind of have to choose either WhatsApp message or send them an SMS message or something like that, however you want to do it. But you're not limited by just sending them a WhatsApp message. So hopefully you found this particular video useful. This right here will get at least you set up, get you going, and allow you to begin communicating and utilizing WhatsApp from an agency as well as a business perspective for you to be able to get it configured, to set up the pricing of how you want to do it. Think about that beforehand. And then once you get it all set up and configured, you can walk your clients through how to set that stuff up, because this is from the client's level. They will need to have the sub accounts that you have, will need to have their own meta accounts, business accounts. And I didn't go over that in this video, but those will have to be set up first before you can even get through that little stage or step of the wizard. So anyway, I hope you found the video useful. If you did, please click the like, comment. If there's anything else I could figure out for you, let me know. Leave me a comment with any of the questions. If I don't know it, I will try to contact support, figure it out. But that's what I'm here for. That's what this channel is here for, is to help you succeed in high level. Again, if you have not subscribed to my channel, click on the subscribe, click on the bell notification to get notified. And if you are looking to get signed up under high level or looking for somebody, use my affiliate link below. I do offer lots of bonuses, and I do offer my own personal coaching to help get you up and going very quickly. Thank you so much for attending, and have a great day.